Hello, welcome to drawing class. I'm Mr. Korb here at artwithkorb.com. Doing is you are going to work very solid on your soft pastel still life book drawings or your oil pastel still life book drawings. Second hour, you're having a really good time and you seem to really understand the use of these materials, and I think that's great. Fourth hour, you're struggling a little bit more individually, and that's fine. That's fine. I think that's good that we're seeing some of these different abilities really shining through. One of the things that I really took away from fourth hour yesterday, and this counts for second hour too, is that what we're doing is very complicated. It's not even the drawing of the still life that's complicated, which it was, but it's the use of the materials. Some of the imagery, and if you're in any of these categories, these are things to think about. The use of the materials requires more thought than simply laying one color down. What colors go together? Well, they all could go together, but if you've got an orange cover for a book and you've got a highlight on that book, you don't have to use white to create that highlight. Maybe you use a yellow to bring out a warmth or a lighter version of that, and then go back over it with the orange. If you've got a dark portion of your book cover, you can use black to it, but remember what I said about using black in your drawings. Black is such an instant color that it can really change the whole mood of the piece. Now, I love to use black to create accents, but when it comes to shading and shadow and subtlety, I really like to use other colors. So if I have an orange book cover and I want to make it cooler, or not cooler necessarily, but darker, maybe I bring in a red. Or maybe I find a different color of orange and I blend that over the top. Maybe I bring in blue to create a shadow. Blue on orange? Well, how does that even make sense? Well, blue is orange's complement, so it's going to tone it down. These drawings, those of you who've really moved forward on them, you've got a good understanding of how these materials work. Some people are struggling with it, and there is this elementary quality to it. It's one flat color. I had a really great opportunity to work with some of you yesterday, and your eyes lit up when you saw how just adding another color or another two colors into that one color really helped out. So be aware of that. Socialization is a real problem for some of us, and one more. No, not one more. And with me being gone, that concerns me in that even when I was working with 2 or 3 people, I had to constantly shush the class. Now, if that's not the class I'm talking about, don't worry about it. You're fine. If I'm not talking to you, I'm not talking to you. If I am talking to you, you know who you are. So you really need to focus in on this. Art class is like math class. It is like English class. When you've given work time, you need to really use it to fully understand how to manipulate the materials or demonstrate your mastery of the materials. You absolutely have to be focused on this process. One thing I didn't show any of the classes but 1 or 2 people was the use of scrap paper. If you've got a sharp edge to a book and you take a piece of scrap paper over your drawing paper, you can create very sharp edges, and then you can draw. Here, let me see if I've got any soft pastel laying around quickly. I don't, but here, I'll hold this up in a second. Just let me step aside for a minute here. Still there? Okay, good. So, if I want to create a sharp edge to it, I've put a piece of scrap paper over the top, and now I've got a very sharp edge. And you can do that with the soft pastels and the oil pastels. Blend your colors. Layer your colors. I'm really proud that I'm not seeing people's dirty little fingers getting in there and smudging and smearing. Think about your color scheme. Keep all of these things in mind. Some of you are to points where you feel like you're done. Set it up. Take a step back from it. Look at it. Do your colors push forward? Do they pull back? Does the form push forward and pull back? If it doesn't, you need to increase the contrast in some of these areas. And that's why working with your desks at an angle and being able to stand and work and step back is very, very helpful. So there's an awful lot going on here. I'm already at 5.5 minutes. So that's it. Use your work time wisely. Please, our substitute will be taking names. I don't want them to have to do that. So thank you very much for your time, and have a great day. Bye.